Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. While you guys are entering the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, family, so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Let's go. Salute to the family. Salute to the team. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We are here live in effect, family. Shout out to the family. We are here. We here, ladies and gentlemen. We in the building. Shout out to the family. Yes, indeed. I know y'all hate when y'all see us coming. I know mainstream media hate when they see us coming, family. They think that we gonna be running scared with their threats, their smear campaigns, their lies. They think that it's gonna have us running like a chicken with his head cut off, family. But you know it's built to ass season, and we didn't come here to play, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. While you guys are coming in the room, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, family, so you can be notified whenever we go live, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your support. So, family, we got a lot of things that we need to discuss on this evening, right? As you guys know, they wrapped up the second part of the Carmelo Anthony's case. And you know what's so funny about this, family? all this information that had been coming out, regarding Austin Metcalf and his criminal behavior, all the mainstream media is running with these text messages, regarding Carmelo Anthony and what he said to his girlfriend. All of them is talking about that. Nobody is discussing the criminal history of those devilish twins, but it's okay. That's what we do over here in black media, right? But we're going to discuss them in another time. We're going to focus on our good brother Nolan Wells in this live stream. So Nolan Wells' fake friends, right? His enemies. Their attorney has sent a letter to Al Sharpton. They sent threats to Al Sharpton about lawsuits. And, we are going to debunk their claims of defamation, family. I'm telling you, this is a strategy to silence the grassroots. That's what they're trying to do. That's why you have the district attorney out here running scared, making statements, haven't did a press conference not one time to address the media, right? She's backtracking on her agreement with Christine and the family regarding handing over Nolan Wells' phone so that they can download the information from his phone. This previous week, she sent a statement stating that Christine them have 48 hours to surrender the phone. So she just gonna dismiss the agreement that they had on July 15th, family. They just going to dismiss that. But it's cool. It's okay. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. We got work to do, family. Get in here. We got work to do, family. Get in here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We here. So we gonna get straight into it, family. First thing that I want to address, right, is the Three Devils attorney, right? Their defamation attorney is Edwards, right? Andrew, the ex-attorney of Donald Trump, right? So he sent out a tweet earlier today stating that we are serving Al Sharpton with a powerhouse and urgent necessary 19-page pre-suit demand letter, right? A demand letter, right? They got demands, family, right? They got demands. Okay, let's see what he's talking about. Together with my colleague and friend, Jay Taylor Cox, I will hold accountable to the maximal extent of the law all individuals who defame completely innocent young men, Warren, Jax, Morgan. And see, this is where you mess up at, attorney. You can't prove that they are innocent. They haven't, stood in front of a judge and argue their innocence. So you just can't come out here and keep repeating that they are innocent with no proof. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. So let's keep going. We will restore their good names without bias, fear, and hesitation, ladies and gentlemen. Right? So that's his tweet that he stated on this morning regarding sending a demand letter to Al Sharpton claiming a defamation, which we know that this is just a scare tactic. He don't have a defamation case at all. Right? He cannot point at no defamation, because if he had a defamation case on his hand, he wouldn't be talking about it publicly. He would just file the paperwork and get it popping. Why you gotta announce it? Just go out here and do it. You don't have it. And we're going to prove it, family, that he don't have a case very easily, by the way, very easily. Very easily. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. We are in the building. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Let's cook, family. So Al Sharpton responded. We going to go over, this 19-page demand that he sent to Al Sharpton, which is just a bunch of lies that he made up, and he can't prove these boys' innocence at all. He can't prove it. Right? So Al Sharpton responded to his tweet. And this is Edward's statements to Al Sharpton response, right? He said, well, let me go ahead and read out to you what Al Sharpton said. Al Sharpton stated, I welcome the lawsuit and will have my attorneys be in touch with theirs to arrange for them to serve me so we can get it in court. I convene a prayer on what we have been Nolan's 19th birthday, and 3 of the young men joined the Zoom, and I asked them to come forward. While I did not know their names, so I did not defame them. And I want you guys to put a pin on that, right? He said, I did not know their names, so I did not defame them. I'm going to show you how this attorney in this demand letter is finna fall flat. We have a right and a duty to raise questions that were raised to me by Nolan's parents. From the onset of this case, I publicly stated that I welcome any litigation that was legally required every person that was with Nolan Wells before his death to be forced to have answered questions under oath, ladies and gentlemen. Litigation requires deposition, discovery, and complete examination of all facts, right? I have been involved in cases for one sole reason: to help Nolan parents, Christine Elmore, find the truth in what happened to their beloved son through a transparent and accountability investigation. And I want you guys to understand this too, family. It's almost 2 months and we still don't know what happened to Nolan, by the way. It's almost 2 months and we still don't know what happened to Nolan. But all these individuals that was involved in this case is sending out threats and demands and trying to fearmonger people with lawsuits, right? They got all this evidence, they innocent. All my friends ain't had nothing to do with it. But we still don't know what happened to Nolan. So this what Reverend Al Sharpton said. Let me read out to what Edward said. He said Al Sharpton is already backtracking. The whole ball of exurb is unraveling. Moving the goalpost would be a understatement. Big Al now claims Warren, Jackson, Morgan that I did not know their names, so I did not defame them. And this is what he's using, family, as a defamed character. This is what he's using. 3 friends, he black, they white. 3 young white male friends. Were any of the 3 guys racist? These 3 young men, the 3 guys, the 3 friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is how dumb this attorney is. He think he about to win a lawsuit of Al Sharpton stating these statements without even saying these boys' name. So how are you going to sue Al Sharpton for defamation on Warren, Jacks, and Morgan when he didn't even mention their names, sir? Do you know how are you an attorney and you not know this? So you gonna hang your hat on Al Sharpton saying 3 friends, 3 young white male friends? It was like 30 of them. He could be naming any one of them. You don't know. So you just going to insert those 3 individuals that you are representing into 3 young white males. You must forgot that Wyatt is involved. Bart is involved. All 3 of those white individuals that was on all 4 of those boats was involved. It's just not Morgan, Jacks, and Warren. See, this is where you're a laughing stock, sir. You're a laughing stock. How you gonna sue somebody if they didn't say your client's name? You idiot. This is how I know that you are just desperate for attention. You got on this case because you want clout, sir. You are seeking clout. And you trying to come up off this case because you don't have no proof to verify that these boys had nothing to do with Nolan's death. You coming out here sending threats of defamation to Al Sharpton when Al Sharpton didn't even name your clients directly. Again, family, this is what this attorney is hanging his hat on. He said, so then, who exactly was Big Al talking about when he used the following descriptions? 3 friends, he black, they white. Again, still not stating your clients. 3 young white male friends. Again, attorney, not naming your clients. Were any of those 3 guys racist? Again, attorney, still not naming your clients. So, who is getting defamed? Let's keep going. These 3 young men. Okay. Still not naming your clients. The 3 guys. Still not naming your clients. Let's go to the next one. The 3 friends. Still not naming your clients. And then he stated perhaps Big Al was really just talking about the 3 amigos. So I guess he's a comedian. Maybe the 3 bears. Or was it the 3 musketeers? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I guess he's performing and trying to take up a new career in being a comedian. But that wasn't even funny. But I asked the question, Attorney Edwards, because you're a very ignorant, low IQ attorney. We need to question, do you even have your license to practice law? Like, where did you go to school at? Who allowed you to be an attorney? Like, I don't understand this. So you just name off the descriptions that Al Sharpton said. 3 young white males, white friends, 3 young men. And you are going to insert your clients into these descriptions. You do know, sir, when you go file this lawsuit and when you present this to a judge and you try to bring this to court, they're going to laugh at you, sir. The judge is going to ask you, okay, so who did Al Sharpton defame? And then you going to present this description of these young white male friends? Really? No names on this? Just descriptions? This man is very dumb, family. This man is very dumb, very ignorant. But let's just go over his lawsuits and some of the evidence that he got. But first, I'm just going to read off the first page of this lawsuit. And then we're going to get into the evidence that he presented, ladies and gentlemen. The evidence. It stated, we represent Warren, Jax, and Morgan. This letter will serve as our only pre-suit demand regarding your defamation statements, your defamatory statements about these completely innocent young men. Again, attorney, you cannot prove that these young men is innocent. They have yet to prove their innocence in the court of law. So you are very stupid by keep calling these young men innocent. Let's keep going. This letter should come as no surprise to you since you recently welcomed a lawsuit against you, boasting at the National Association of Black Journalism Convention. And I'm assuming this is what Al Sharpton stated at the convention. He said, but I will say this on stage. I want them to sue me first. You also stated, I want to dispose your son if you sue. The plaintiffs are disposed, and let's go to civil court, any kind of court you want to go to, because you can make this make sense. We're happy to grant your wishes unless you comply with the demands set forth in this letter. We will be filing a suit against you. However, we are pleased that you are welcome to the disposition. Right? So he basically want Al Sharpton to apologize by saying 3 white young men, 3 men, not even stating these individuals' name, by the way, family. Not even stating their names. But I just want to get into this defamation claims that he's trying to present to the public. Because if he really had a defamation case, he wouldn't even tell us on social media. He's on X, crying and complaining. He even sent threats to Nancy Grace. After Nancy Grace cooked his ass, he all over social media. Dear Nancy, dear Nancy, dear Nancy, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. What are y'all waiting on? What are y'all waiting on? All right. Shout out to the family. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. You falsely accused these 3 completely innocent young men of extreme serious wrongdoing with multiple felonies under Mississippi law, including but not limited to unaliving, prosecution in the 1st degree, tampering with physical evidence. Your false allegations appears that you have conducted no case investigation. All right. So this attorney is stating that this is his factual background that is going to clear these 3 devils of their wrongdoings, family. And I want you guys to really pay attention to this. I want you guys to really pay attention to this, ladies and gentlemen. The facts as they proceed to Warren Jackson Morgan are straightforward. They arrived on the island at approximately 10:50 a.m. on the 4th of July, 2026, as part of a large mixed race and tight-knit Ocean Springs friend group, traveling together with others in 3 boats. Nolan was aboard the Triton with 8 other friends. Morgan was on the Palm Beach with 3 other friends. Warren Jacks were on the Triton with 15 other friends. Let's put a pin in that, family. 15 other friends. At no time on the way out to the island were Warren, Jackson, Morgan on the same boat with Nolan. And here's my problem with that, attorney. You stating that at no time on the way to the island were Jax, Morgan, and Warren was on the same boat with Nolan. Can you prove that? Is it possible that you can provide us evidence with that? Because all you're doing right now on social media right now, attorney, is just babbling, hearsay. No evidence, no proof. And all you doing is just whining on X, sending threats that's in lawsuits that's not going to go anywhere, by the way. You're not going to win any money in this case because nobody defamed these boys. You can't get mad that we are asking questions about what happened to Nolan. Just because you are in your feelings and the family is putting belt to ass does not mean that y'all are going to get rewarded with money. You're very dumb. Now, family, let's go here. Let's go here, family. Further, none of those boats are owned by Warren, Jax, or Morgan, nor by their families. The boat party consisted of 30 individuals in total. Put a pin in that, family. The boating party, it was a whole party of them, 3 of them, 30 individuals. The below picture illustrates that this was a large group that went with them to the island. But you know what's so crazy about this, family? 30 of them went to this island and only one person didn't make it home. Only one person didn't make it home. 30 people. Nobody had eyes on Nolan. Everybody just left Nolan on the island thinking that he was going to have a ride back home. 30 people. And Nolan was on a boat with 15 people. And everybody else made it home except Nolan. I find that very laughable. Let's go, family. At the time Nolan was last seen on the island, by anyone in the boating party. You should have said Nolan was not last seen. You're very dumb, sir. There were approximately 2,000 people there enjoying Independence Day. Below are two pictures showing the amount of people on the island just in for northwest portion. Okay, he's showing us boats, dozens of boats, an ocean full of white people. Okay, this doesn't prove anything, but just confirm us more that somebody's seen what happened to Nolan. So thank you for these pictures, sir. We appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Nolan and his friends spent their time on the island socializing and drinking alcohol. Oh, they was drinking alcohol. Thank you for letting us know. While everybody want to go on this smear campaign, talk about Nolan was heavily drinking, I don't hear y'all saying the same thing about these individuals. Let's keep going. At no time while Warren, Jax, and Morgan were on the island were they alone with Nolan. So he got a picture of Nolan head popping out of the boat over here, family. It appears to be Nolan. It looked like Nolan. His hair structure looked like Nolan, but you know, we can't really confirm that this Nolan. This looked like Nolan by the hair and the glasses, but let's just say that this is Nolan. So from right here in this picture, where did Nolan go from here? If Nolan is in this water, in this picture, where did he go from here? Did he drown right there surrounded by people? He's surrounded by at least 50 people in a dozen boats. So what happened to Nolan from this picture moving forward? Let's keep going. By all accounts, while Warren, Jackson, Morgan were on the island, Nolan was at no point in time alone. Why you keep saying that? You know you can unalive somebody and not be alone with them. Clearly somebody did something to Nolan and they wasn't alone with them, because people are coming out and saying that they seen Nolan in an altercation, and what they did to Nolan is going to, you know, have them in prison for the rest of their lives. That's what Brandon Tatum said. That what this alleged witness that came out and stated that she seen Nolan in a physical altercation. Let's keep going. Nolan was never in distress, hurt, or injured, or in any physical danger in the slightest while Warren, Jackson, Morgan was there. Again, sir, how do you know by this one picture? If they arrived at 10:50 and they left at 4:30, allegedly, how do you know that Nolan wasn't hurt throughout that whole time that they was there? Because they told you? Can you show us something that's outside of this picture right here? Can you show us a video of Nolan? A picture of Nolan? A clear picture and video of Nolan not hurt, not in distress, not injured? No, you can't, because you're lying. Let's keep going. Nolan, just like most everyone on the island, did not have his phone in his pocket the entire day. Here he goes speculating. He don't know this. He cannot prove this. And he cannot confirm that Nolan did not have his phone the entire day. And you know why he's saying this, family? You know why this attorney is saying the entire day Nolan did not have his phone in his pocket? How the hell would you know that anyway? Because Nolan's mother did not see Nolan have any Snapchats throughout the entire day. But everybody else did. Everybody else had pictures. Everybody else was Snapchatting except for Nolan. And the mother claims that Nolan Snapchats all the time. Who would not do a Snapchat on the 4th of July on the boat going to the island to turn up with their friends? Let's keep going. Just the opposite. On the island, it is normal to store your phone and electronics on the boat. You keep saying it is normal. What's normal to you, sir, might not be normal to me. So you can't just keep saying normal, because we seen countless of people with their phone on the island having conversations. Warren said he called his mother over 8 times while he was on the island. We seen people with their phone on the boats and in the water, sir. So you can miss me with that. It's not normal for people to have their phone off the boat. And then he stated the boat so that it will not be damaged by salt water. So you mean to tell me grown, functional adults don't know how to carry their phone without it falling in the water? Really? It seems to me like y'all want to speak for everybody that was on this island, when we clearly seen countless of people on this island with their phone. Dummy. Very stupid. Furthermore, the water is so murky that if a phone is dropped, it is almost impossible to retrieve. This is them over explaining themselves about why they had Nolan's phone. I don't give a damn. Why didn't you give Nolan his phone when you was telling him, get on the boat, get on the boat, get on the boat, our boat is sinking? Y'all knew Nolan's phone was on the boat. Why didn't you say, hey, Nolan, so you going to stay back with Katie? Okay, here's your phone. Let us know that you made it home safe. Why didn't do that? Why did they take his phone all the way back to land, went to, I think, Jack's house, and y'all was chilling all the way to 11 o'clock, and then y'all had some type of concern about, oh, my God, where Nolan at? How would y'all know that if y'all took his phone with y'all? Stupids. While Warren, Jackson, Morgan was there, Nolan seemed in good spirits and enjoying Independence Day. Again, you cannot prove that Nolan was in good spirits. You cannot prove that Nolan was enjoying himself, because we cannot prove it. Nobody can show us proof. Sir, it's all about proving. It's all about facts, not testimony. You have to prove to us that Nolan was in good spirits. You have to prove to us that Nolan was enjoying himself, because Nolan is dead, sir. He's dead. He also stated below are pictures of Nolan with a large group of young men, young people, at approximately 1:55. And here's what I have a problem with you, sir. This attorney, I don't know where did he get his law degree from. Shout out to B Staples coming in with the $20 super chat. Didn't say none, just showing your boy some love. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. So family, these two pictures right here, the attorney stated below pictures are Nolan with a group of young people at 1:55 p.m. Okay, attorney, if this was at 1:55 p.m., all you got to do is give us the metadata and the timestamps of these pictures. You cannot just come out here and give us pictures and claim that this is proof, this is evidence, without timestamps. Any picture that is taken on a phone, a iPhone, or a camera will show you the time, the date, and the location, right? An iPhone will show you exactly where you are located, the time, the day, the month, and the year. Why you can't show us that, sir? Just because you are saying that this is 1:55, we don't know that. How we know this is at 1:55? How we know that this is on July 4th? We don't know that. Again, the same thing that TMZ tried to pull with these witnesses, with these CTO pictures. They just want to give us pictures, family, with no timestamps. They know that these timestamps are clear. They know that these timestamps are significant, but they refuse to give us timestamps. They refuse. Let's keep going. At approximately 3 p.m., Warren saw Nolan alive. No proof, no evidence to back that up, attorney. While welding in the water with a young woman holding each other. What young woman? Katie? Why you just won't say her name? You can't say her name? Okay, cool. Nolan appeared happy and enjoying himself with the young lady. What do you mean that he appeared happy? What was he doing to appear happy, attorney? How you know he was enjoying himself? What was he doing with this young lady to say that he was enjoying himself? You cannot prove this. You don't have no proof of this. Who he spent much of the day with. And here we go again, attorney, with these false claims that you cannot prove. This guy just said who he spent much of the day with. What do you mean much of the day with? What is much of the day? How long is much of the day? How would you know that? Because Katie's sister came out and said that they wasn't chilling with Nolan like that. And when you said much of the day, Katie provided Snapchat timestamps of her whereabouts and her location. She was on a boat between 5 and 6 p.m. Y'all left the island at 4:30. At 4:30, that was y'all knowledge. Katie was on the boat heading back to Horn Island at 5. So what's much of the day? Again, Katie has not came out and said that she spent much of the day with Nolan. This is you making this up, sir. You have no proof to present to the public that this is true. As we know, you made a defamatory statement or should have known had you cared about the truth. Warren Jax Morgan then left Horn Island with a large group of friends, 27 in the boating party in total, at 4:28 p.m., all while Nolan was alive and well. Again, you cannot prove that Nolan was alive at 4:30. Can you prove to us that Nolan was alive at 4:30? Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's trying to shift the blame onto Nolan, but he cannot prove any of these claims that he are stating in this defamation lawsuit, right? This is his demand letter. This is his proof that Warren, Jax, and Morgan had nothing to do with the unaliving of Nolan Wells. But again, attorney, I asked you, because you said at 4:28 p.m., all while Nolan was alive and well. How do you know that Nolan was alive and well if you don't even know the time of death of Nolan? Can you answer that, stupid? Can you answer that, attorney? Can you because I'm assuming that the sheriff department is leaking information out to you. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm not stating that as a matter of fact. In my opinion, I know that the sheriff department is leaking information because Chris Cuomo stated that he seen the toxicology report, he seen Nolan blood alcohol level, and he seen the autopsy. That's his words. But again, Nolan was alive at 4:23, 4:28. You can't prove that. Let's keep going. At 4:28, departure is almost confirmed by numerous of witnesses. Okay, who's the witnesses? Can you name them? Can they come forward and tell us that they have confirmed that y'all seen Nolan at 4:30 alive and well? We would love to know that, attorney. Let's keep going. Who can also confirm that Nolan decided to remain on the island and did not leave with Warren, Jax, Morgan. Nolan did not retrieve his phone from the boat. So you mean to tell me Warren, Jackson, Morgan, all of them, a party of 27 people, decided, because I'm pretty sure all 27 wasn't on a sinking boat, right? The rest of the boats weren't sinking. So why Nolan didn't get on other people's boat? Or why the other party didn't wait on Nolan to get on the boat and go home safely just like everybody else? Why did everybody leave at the same time? Why Warren, Jax, and Morgan did not confirm that Nolan had a ride home. Can you explain that to me, attorney? I would love to know that. We know that Nolan did not retrieve his phone. That was very stupid to say. And it was a reason why they kept his phone. Let's keep going. Shout out to the family. Let's get the likes up. Right? Let's get the likes up. He is showing a map from Ghost Island National Seashore from 4:28 to 6:01 p.m. 17 miles. We don't know what this map of. We don't know what this is. You just sending us screenshots from your cell phone with no proof, sir. This is very unprofessional of you. You is not going to win any money. You is not going to win a lawsuit. And I don't even believe that you are going to send him a actual lawsuit. I just think that you are calling Al Sharpton's bluff. You just want clout, sir. You just want clout. Right? Because if you look at these two pictures, family, there's no timestamps on these pictures. We don't know what time of day that this is, what day, what month, what year. All of that matters. All of that matters. You just can't give us pictures with no timestamps. I find it very interesting that everybody that's on this side, even Brandon Tatum, that's revealing pictures and 5-second videos, they can never put a timestamp on it. And not only that, why Brandon Tatum then released the video with its audio? If y'all want to combine those two, the Cito call and that video together, why you just won't release the video with the audio? That will solve all these problems. Shout out to Morgan coming in with the $5 super chat. Keep the narrative alive until we get justice for Nolan. Absolutely. Absolutely, Morgan. We're not stopping. We putting belt to ass until we find out what happened to Nolan. And we're not going for none of these skirt tactics that this attorney is trying to do. Let's keep cooking, family. Here we go. At 4:48 p.m., a member of the group called Cito. At 4:48, I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing, fam. I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing in just a minute. A member of the group called Cito. A member? You mean Wyatt? So y'all can't say Wyatt name anymore? And it's a reason why they can't say Wyatt name anymore. It's a reason why they haven't mentioned Wyatt in any of these interviews anymore. They are divided, family. They are divided. They on different teams now. They on different teams. Bart has his own attorney. Wyatt and his little brother got his own attorney. Everybody got their own attorney. Everybody playing defense. Everybody playing the blame game. Right? Because if they are friends, why did you say member of the group? Who is the member? You can't say Wyatt's name anymore? Huh? Okay. At 4:48, a member of the group called Cito, due to the pump issue, below is a picture taken of that individual while a phone call with Cito at 4:48 on the 4th of July, 2026, just off the shore of the island. Here we go again, attorney. You are providing us the screenshots of the call, right? Thank you so much for this. It says July 4th, 2026 at 4:48, a outgoing call to the Cito. But what's so crazy about this is it says cancel call at 4:48. Did he just goddamn call and then he hung up? But it says 10 minutes on the call, right? 10 minutes, and then he called at 4:48. He canceled the call. I'm trying to see, how did he do an ongoing call with 10 minutes, and then 4:48 he canceled the call? Okay. But here's the thing, attorney. How about you give us the timestamps to this picture right here? Can you do that for us, attorney? We will gladly appreciate it if you give us the timestamp of this photo. Not that you just trying to put these two pictures together and trying to come up with this story that this call and this photo align with one another. That's not proof, sir. That's not proof that this call was at the same time of these pictures. How stupid do you think we are? Do you think we dumb, attorney? I'm pretty sure you know better than that now. Why would you come out of here and do this? You know you have to prove this, right? You know that you have to prove that this picture and video was at the same time at this call. Did you not listen to the Cito call audio? Damn it, Bart. Oh my God, Nolan. Is he dead? Shut the F up. How is that going on at the same time as this photo when everybody's just standing around? So are you claiming that we didn't hear damn it, Bart? Oh my God, shut the F up. How is all of that going on in the background of that Cito call? But right here in this picture, everybody's just standing around casually, not looking at the camera. Wyatt acting like he on the phone with somebody. Brandon Tatum stated that he has the entire video. But here's my problem with that, attorney. Why won't you release the audio of this video? What's wrong with doing that? This would clear up all of this back and forth regarding this Cito call. All you got to do is release the audio of this 5-second clip. Brandon Tatum said it's longer than that. The only reason why he didn't pan the camera around the other boat is because he didn't want to get other people involved. That was a dumbass excuse because all he had to do was just block out their faces. We in 2026. That was a dumbass excuse to come up with. Let's go. Cito call ended up not towing the Trident, but instead the group decided that the Trident line would be best suited to tow it. Okay, cool. When did they come up with that? When did they come up with that? They didn't know that before they made this call? Why would they call Cito and then say, you know what? I'm going to stay on the phone with them for 10 minutes. And then you know what, guys? I got a great idea. Let's just use Bart to tow us. And not only that, let me have my grandfather call Cito, call the captain, and have him cancel the call. Yeah, let's do that. But again, attorney, why won't you show the other people in the other boat? Why won't you show the other people in the other boat? Because you said that they didn't ride to the island on the boat with Nolan. Okay, cool. Gotcha. If he rode on a boat with 15 people in the other boat, can you go to the other boat, please, so we can see if Nolan is there? Can you do that, please? Why y'all only showing us this picture when you know it's a party of 27 people? It's a party of 27 people, which means there are 3 boats. Show us the people in the other boat. Of course you're not going to show this because you know what will be revealed, ladies and gentlemen. So again, before we move on to the next one, family, this attorney hasn't proved anything. He did not prove that this Cito call was at the same time of this photo because this photo is just a photo. It don't prove anything. We cannot hear anything from a photo, sir. We can't hear nothing. This is very dumb of you. And you think that this is going to hold up in court? You think Al Sharpton is going to read this and be like, oh, yeah, I'm scared. I'm afraid. He already told you that he accepts your challenge. So what you waiting on? Here we go, family. So these are multiple pictures on the boat that Wyatt, Morgan, and Jax was on, right? So I'm assuming that this is a video and they are taking pictures from this video. And you know what's so funny about these pictures, family? They want to make sure that they show the inside of this boat, right? They wanted to make sure that they show the back of that boat, But what's so interesting is they blocking out the females that was on the boat. Y'all won't show us who's these females that was on the boat. Why y'all won't show us this? Like y'all keep showing us pictures, but these pictures are not telling us nothing. Attorney, again, we are in 2026, sir. iPhones will show you the time you took the picture, the day you took the picture, the month you took the picture, and the year. That's all you got to do. It's like you going out your way to try to hide something here. Let's keep reading. It took an hour and a half to return to the mainland. With the tie line towing the Trident due to mechanical issues, halfway home, the motor of the Trident was able to trim down, electrical equipment regained functional, and the group was able to remove the plug on the boat so the excess water would be removed out the boat back to the back of the boat when it gained enough speed. I don't see no water in this boat, sir. Where's the water in the boat? What water? What excess water is in the boat? I don't see no water. I don't see nothing. Let's keep going. At 6:01 p.m., the group of 3 returning boats docked back at the mainland. Where did they dock at? Can we see pictures and footage of them returning, attorney? See, there's a lot of things that you are leaving out. It's a lot of questionable things that you are leaving out, sir. You showed us. Let me go back. Let me show you guys this, family. Here we go. So you got pictures of them loading on the boat, but you can't show us pictures and video of everybody returning back to dock. The whole group. You can't show us. You can't show us the videos and the pictures of people returning, because we know that it's videos of them boarding the boat. We saw it. Brandon Tatum played it on his channel. Nancy Grace played it on her channel. But what you not presenting to the public, sir, is them returning back to the dock. But you made sure that you show a picture of them getting on the boat, but no picture or video of them returning. Okay, cool. These are some innocent young men, ladies and gentlemen. Innocent young men. They called the CETO, right? They called the CETO, and then they didn't want the CETO. They called for help, then they didn't want the help. Okay. And that's what I'm saying, Terry. They keep showing the same boat. In every picture that this attorney is presenting, he is showing the same boat. He said that it was 3 other boats with a party of 30. But it was only 27 people that left the island at 4:48 p.m. Can you please show us the pictures and videos of people in the other boat? Are you trying to hide something, attorney? Can you hide something? Are you hiding something? And let me ask you this, attorney. Is it possible? I'm just asking a question. I know you hate questions, and that's all we've been asking. Is it possible that Nolan is on Bart's boat? Is it possible that Nolan is on another boat? Is it just possible? It's just a yes or no question, sir. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Because you only focusing on these boats which your clients are on. And I don't see the need of even taking pictures right here. It's pointless. Right? Nolan was not on any of these 3 boats.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Attorney.
Get your goddamn.
This attorney stated, family, at 6:01, the group of 3 returning back to the dock. Nolan was not on any of these 3 boats. What 3 boats, bro? You know these are the same people in these pictures, the same boat. All you got to do, sir, is show us the other 2 boats and who was on that boat. You know that's all you got to do, right? Why are y'all refusing to show us the people that was on that other boat? Why are y'all keeping that away from the public? Y'all only showing this boat. You know why? Because Nolan is not in sight in this boat. That's why you keep showing us these pictures. This is why y'all released that 5-second video, which proves nothing. But in your words, you said Nolan was not on any of these 3 boats. You can't prove that. Let's keep going, family. Between the Trident and the Tide line, there were 24 occupants and 24 witnesses. None of these 24 individuals saw Nolan in either boat because Nolan was not in either boat. Again, these 24 witnesses, who are they? Can they reveal themselves? Can they prove to us with pictures and videos? Because I'm pretty sure, attorney, that they got pictures and videos of the boat that they was on. Because I don't know, why would they take pictures and videos of your client's boat and not take no pictures of them? If this was a distress moment and Jax is looking like he's on the phone and he's scared of his life and he couldn't even pay attention to what the dispatcher was telling him because he was so goddamn distracted with "damn it, Bart." Explain that to me, attorney. Every one of these witnesses have spoken to authorities and verified that Nolan was not on any of these subject 3 boats when they returned to the mainland. As you can see clearly, Nolan is not in the boats. You said boats, which is plural. I don't know if you know that or not. I understand that you very stupid, very low IQ. This is not showing boats. It's showing a boat, but not multiple boats. And it's a reason why you're not showing us those other 2 boats. Here we go, family. Let's keep going. Later that night, the friend group became alarmed, right? They became alarmed. Later that night. They wasn't alarmed that they left their friend on the island by himself with no communication with them, no phone. And after the boat, got back running and got his power, nothing clicked in their mind and said, okay, since we're not sinking anymore, even though they wasn't sinking, let me go back and get my brother. Let me go back and get my best friend, because we did leave him on the island with some girl named Katie, even though Katie was on the goddamn boat. Katie was on the boat. Okay, stop it. And concerned when they realized none of them had heard from Nolan. Nobody heard from Nolan. At 10 o'clock p.m., members of the group, not friends of the group, not brothers of the group, but members. They are now describing their tight-knit community friend group as members. Okay, cool. Members of the group, Warren, Jax, and Morgan began contacting mutual friends to locate Nolan. None had heard from him or knew his whereabouts. Nobody. Nobody knew where Nolan was at. Gotcha. At 11:07 p.m., Warren personally telephoned Christine Wells. Her name is Christine Wosley Wells, to ask whether Nolan had returned home. Warren told Christine and Nolan did not return with the group, and Christine confirmed that he had not returned home. She had not heard from Nolan since the evening of July 3rd. Warren advised her that Nolan's cell phone had remained with the group on their return from the island and was secured in Wyatt's vehicle. Oh, they just not saying Wyatt's name. That's very interesting. Warren also told Christine that he had called the Coast Guard out of cautions. Moreover, at 11:13, Warren personally contacted the United States Coast Guard to report Nolan missing and get help locating him. Warren remained on the call for over 20 minutes and provided a full description of Nolan, what he was wearing, last known whereabouts, and the time that the friend group left the island, and other necessary information to help find him. Okay, he's providing us a screenshot and a timestamp of, I'm assuming, the Coast Guard at 11:13 p.m., 21 minutes. I don't know what these screenshots prove, but okay. And mind you, Al, while Warren was on the phone with Coast Guard, he and Christine was constantly exchanging text messages starting at 11:15 p.m. Okay, so it's true that she talked with them. So why are y'all trying to make it seem like that she wasn't in communication with these devils? Y'all try to make it seem like that she didn't. Y'all was like, if she want truth, why she not talking with the boys? She didn't talk with the boys. That's what Brandon Tatum said. That's what the mainstream media said. That's what the low IQ community said. That's what TMZ said. Why she haven't talked to the boys? If she want to know the truth, if she want to know what happened to her son, why she hasn't talked to the boys? But clearly she did. And she stated that as well during the press conference, right? Those texts have already been publicly released by us to members of the media. But to reference, here are just a few. We don't know if this doctored. We don't know if this AI. We don't know what this is, sir. We cannot prove that these text messages are real. Okay? How about send his phone in for an examination and we can verify if this is true, right? But Christine said that she spoke with him on the phone, so we can confirm that, right? But this does not clear them or prove that they are innocent, attorney. I hope you do know that. I hope you know that this does not prove that they are innocent or guilty. We just asking questions, sir. 1 minute after getting off the phone call with the Coast Guard, Warren called Christine again to inform her that he spoke to them and that they were notified. He also told her the details about where the group was on the island and where they last saw Nolan and other relevant information. At 12:25 a.m., Warren received a call from a local member of the Coast Guard to get more information about Nolan, his last known location. Warren again willingly provided that information he had. And these are screenshots of him speaking with the Coast Guard. I'm assuming that this is the Coast Guard on July 5th, 2026 at 12:25 a.m. for 2 minutes. To court, to call to Christine, and 2 times speaking with the Coast Guard. But it gets better, Al, because at 1 a.m. on the dot, Christine and Warren talked for a 3rd time. Christine called Warren. She told him that the Jackson County Sheriff Department would be calling him so that he could give him more information. Warren agreed and spoke with a deputy or an investigator on another individual phone. Oh, okay, so they switching phones. I'm sure you can agree, Al, that if you had just committed a heinous, infamous crime on an island, calling and texting the victim mother, calling the fine men and women on the Coast Guard would be their investigative expertise. And then speaking to the Jackson County Sheriff Department will be some of the dumbest moves you can possibly make. Again, sir, criminals are dumb. Criminals are stupid. You think just because they call Christine, call the Coast Guard, that proves that they are innocent? You think that this proves their innocence? This could be a cover-up, sir. We don't know. This could be a alibi. This just like family, somebody steal your money and then they help you look for it. This is what this is. This attorney is very dumb. This is not proof of innocence. This is testimony and this is conversation. This does not prove that your clients had anything or something to do with the unalive of Nolan. You know better than that, sir. You know better than that. Later, they just arrived. Later, just after midnight, only July 5th, Javion mother arrived at Jack's house with we already heard all this. So we already went through that. They went to Jack's house. They explained this doing, they interview with Brandon Tatum. Again, it bears repeating, neither Warren, Jacks, or Morgan at any time had possession or of made any false statements regarding Nolan's cell phone. You cannot prove that, sir. Right? You cannot prove that. You're just talking. Neither Warren, Jacks, nor Morgan breached, accessed, tampered with, or deleted any data from Nolan's cell phone. Again, attorney, you cannot prove that because we have not did an examination on his phone to prove that. You know better than that, sir, to say something like that. You're very stupid. Let's keep going. None of them hid, concealed, nor withheld Nolan's keys or lied about his whereabouts of Nolan keys. They actually did because the father stated that he had a hard time retrieving the keys. Javion's mother said that, Jax was smart at the mouth. And it took y'all about 15 minutes to give them the keys. Why would it take 15 minutes? Attorney, why would it take 15 minutes? It should be an easy transfer of property. Okay? And they absolutely came forward and made numerous efforts to increase the location of Nolan. You talking about like soon they came, they deleted their social media? You talking about that? Without the assistance of Warren, Jackson, Morgan, the investigation into Nolan's whereabouts would not have been started as soon as it did. We would all be further from getting to the truth. What's the truth? We still don't know the truth, family. We still don't know the truth. This attorney don't really understand how bad this makes him look in his client. Good luck with this, family. Good luck with this. At the bottom of this, it said, Al, your allegations against these fine young men have no factual basis whatsoever. Sir, he didn't mention their name. Again, how you gonna sue John Doe? Like, how can you defame John Doe? He didn't mention your client's name, and you know that. Your accusations are leveled at Warren, Jackson, Morgan. You cannot prove that, sir. He did not name them. You stated this in the beginning of your demand letter. And he described the young men as the three white boys, the three young men, the white friends. That is not the same as Jax, Morgan, or Warren. You are very stupid. You are confident that you are untouchable. Oh, here we go. This sounds personal. But you are about to discover that you are quite wrong and that you are not above the law. Here we go. The insults. He said, you are confident that you are not untouchable. I don't even want to read any more of this garbage. I just wanted to show this to y'all, family, because this guy don't got no lawsuit, family. This guy, this is a waste of time. I don't know what he expect to get out of this. You expect to get a defamation lawsuit out of Al Sharpton saying 3 friends, he black, they white, 3 young white male friends. Were any of the 3 guys racist? These 3 young men, the 3 guys, how is this defamation? Even if he said their names right here, all he's saying is the 3 white friends, he asking, were any of the friends racist? How's this defamation? You're very stupid, sir. Very stupid, very dumb, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is very dumb. Very dumb. So these guys did an interview. They did an interview, family, with the anti-black racist Chris Cuomo. And they said that lawsuits are coming.
I represent 3 of these boys. And of course, there's a lot more out there that have talked to investigators, have talked to everybody that you can ask. They ain't snitched not one time. If they had done something, don't you think that at least one of them would have told on the other?
Yes.
No, not. I don't think they have been offered or sat down with an investigator, and an investigator said, hey, look, you're looking at 100 years. Somebody is going to go down for this unaliving of Nolan. So it would be in your best interest to go ahead and come forward and tell us the truth, because we will find out the truth, right? Just like y'all do rest of these suspects. See, y'all didn't question them like that. So of course they feel like that they got it in the bag, that they're going to get away with it. That's what they think. That's why ain't nobody read it yet. But what I can tell you, Attorney Cox, fat boy, that's promoting Brandon Tatum's liquor, by the way, in his background, right? A cross promotion. All of them are in cahoots to try to run an interference and profit off this case, right? These boys, they don't give a damn. They'll railroad those white devils as long as they get money. As long as they get money, they will railroad them. They don't care.
Their story's been consistent. We've had to put them on national podcasts. We've had to do national radio shows. National.
You didn't put them on that. You put them on one podcast, Attorney. Why only Brandon Tatum? Why only Brandon Tatum? You can take them. You can move them around. Why you won't take them to y'all favorite place, Fox News? Why you won't take them to CBS, CNN? Why you won't bring them over here to black media? Right? Why you won't bring them over here? You sent them over there to Brandon Tatum to do a scripted interview. Whoop-de-doo.
Podcasts like yours, just to be able to say, we didn't have anything to do with this. How much more can we do to show that? They would have flipped on each other a long time ago.
You can't prove the non-existence of a fact. That's the problem with being a defendant in a public case. The onus, the burden, is on the investigators. Now, I can't argue with them doing it the way I understand now that the local practice of this prosecutor is to put everything through the grand jury. That's not what I'm familiar with in a lot of the other jurisdictions where I've covered cases and where I practiced.
Smash
Usually
that like button,
a prosecutor
family.
doesn't bring everything.
Let's get the lights up, family. Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
To a grand jury, but they bring things when they think it's worthwhile. This one does it differently. Even if this was not the normal course, I would understand why they would want to go to a grand jury in this situation for transparency purposes. How long do you expect this process to take before there are any answers disclosed?
Well, that's a good question. Down here in Jackson County, we have a fantastic, and look, I go against these guys every day in my criminal practice. Angel Myers is a fantastic DA. She has fantastic assistant district attorneys that assist her. These guys are good. Trust me. I know. I have to go against them. And you have to be that good to go against them. But they do their due diligence. They make sure that every fact is out there, that it's verified. And I think if I had to take a guess based on my experience, I would say this will probably be in front of a jury, a grand jury, not less, I would say about 2 months.
2 months more because it's in front of the grand jury right now.
If not less, yeah. But I think no more than 2 months.
2 months.
Well, that is, look, hopefully that time works two ways, right? Time can allow things to mellow. People move on. There are other events in the world, especially if the confidential nature of it basically stays quiet. And I got to tell you, this prosecutor has been conspicuously quiet, which is unusual, frankly. And could you criticize it? I don't know. As a lawyer, no, I think this is probably the right way. As a journalist, yes, because you want to hear more and you want to know about the process, but that's not necessarily the best evidence of due process. So I understand it, but it can be frustrating. The other way time works is that there's nagging, not speculation. I want to ask you about that in a second, but that the time works to magnify the interest. What do you think happens here, Mr. Palcic?
Well, I just want to say this. Look, we have the humility, and Morgan, Warren, and Jax, we all have the humility to say, look, we don't know what we don't know. And that's our approach. That's our approach here. As far as your question about the timing of the investigation, look, I've practiced criminal defense my entire career, obviously not in Mississippi, mostly in New York. But I will say this. When I see a prosecutor who's quiet and professional and methodical, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That strikes me as a district attorney that really cares about evidence. And by the way, we really care about evidence too.
No, you don't.
Everybody
should
care about evidence. That's how the system works.
Can I just say, though, that's my concern. We are seeing here that there are many bad actors, elixir salesmen, hucksters, vultures, you name it, opportunists, who don't care one lick. They don't care one lick about evidence.
Well, like you. You just described yourself. You don't give a damn about evidence. You don't care about the truth. You don't care about nothing but running up your pocket, sir. Y'all are literally doing cross promotion, doing this case. That's all y'all doing. You running up a bag and then you're going to disappear. You supporting Tyler Cox's firm by wearing his hat. Tyler Cox has Brandon Tatum's liquor in his background. All y'all doing is grifting. Y'all are helping these boys raise money to stuff y'all pockets. But y'all want to talk about Benjamin Crump. Benjamin Crump ain't starting no GoFundMe for nobody. Y'all started a GoFundMe. Shout out to Stacks coming in with the $2 super chat. Innocent people don't try this hard to look guilty. Ain't that a word? Ain't that a word?
Care about clicks. And sometimes they're trying to get them legitimately. Sometimes they're using the veil of the First Amendment to get away with saying whatever works in that moment.
Like you do, Chris Cuomo. That's what you do. That's why you got fired from CNN and you are no life, grifting off this case. Trying to act like you for both sides, but you already picked your side. It's very obvious what side you chose, but I expect it.
And I understand it. It can be frustrating, but welcome to my world. Now, just so people understand, Counsel Cox is local counsel, understands the jurisdiction in the state and the culture very, very well.
But the thing is, why is Taylor Cox on this case? They haven't been charged with anything. Why do they got a defense attorney? What is he defending? Why is he on the case? Have they been charged with something? What is he defending? Why are they paying him for? To do what? If they want to do lawsuits, then they just hire that idiot up there, Edwards. But why is Tyler Cox on this case? Why are they paying a criminal defense attorney to defend what? Their reputation, their name. That's why they got Edwards to do that. But Tyler Cox, what is his purpose in this case? Nobody has been charged yet.
You're known as a defamation attorney. And why do you believe that you have a case here that is worth your time and effort?
Well, first and foremost, I believe in these young men. I've met them. I've spent time with them. I believe 1,000% in Warren. I believe 1,000% in Morgan. I believe 1,000% in Jax.
Every attorney is going to say that. Every attorney is going to say that for their clients. Stupid.
These are great people. They're just really, really fine young men. So number one, I believe in them. I believe in Tyler. I believe in their families. I've spent time with these folks. I've talked to them. I know who's telling the truth and who isn't.
No, it's not about you know who's telling the truth. You have to prove their honesty. You are not the arbiter of truth. You're not the one that dictate truth. Evidence proves truth and honesty. Not Edwards, a very low IQ attorney with a TMU law degree.
And I've got a bunch of folks here who are telling the truth. Another reason I care about this is I hate lying. I'm a First Amendment absolutist. I will fight to the death for our First Amendment. However,
no, you don't.
Lying and hurting people, lying to harm people, and lying to profit is clearly far, far outside the bounds of the First Amendment. And
Sir, I just read your demand letter to Al Sharpton. You haven't stated one lie in your demand letter, sir. You haven't stated one lie that anybody said of them, right? Because family, if you look here at his tweet, he stated Big Al now claims, this is what he's saying in his tweet. Big Al now claims of Warren, Jax, Morgan that I did not know their names, so I did not defame them, which is true. So then, who exactly was Big Al talking about when he used the following descriptions? 3 friends, he black, they white, 3 young white male friends. Were any of these 3 guys racist? These 3 young men, the 3 guys, the 3 friends. Sir, he did not. How can you defame saying 3 friends? Who is getting defamed by saying 3 young white male friends? Who is getting defamed, you idiot? You have to literally say that, hey, Warren's name, he did so-and-so and lied. Morgan did so-and-so and lied. Jax did so-and-so and lied. How are you going to send a demand letter based off a description of 3 friends, he black, they white, 3 young white? Like, man, bro, this had to be I would never hire this fool. I wouldn't even I represent myself before I hire this idiot.
About that.
When is it outside the bounds of the First Amendment? You said a couple of times we don't want to speculate. Counsel Cox had said, I don't want to speculate. Well, I do want to speculate a little bit on 2 different fronts. Sure. The first one is, well, what is the line? I heard the sweetened audio, and I think it could be real, and that means that the boys were involved. Am I defaming them? No, I'm stating an opinion. What do you believe the line is that has been crossed, in your opinion?
Well, I could give you a very clear, bright line. When you accuse 3 young men of committing crimes, and I will borrow the term of art from Tyler because it's the best 2 words in this entire interview, infamous crimes. When you are accusing 3 young men of infamous crimes, and you really don't know what you're talking about, when you
who is accused? Where? Sir, you so stupid. Oh my God, my family. Every time I listen to this guy talk, my head hurts. Oh my God. Attorney Edwards, sir, I know you're stupid. I know you're ignorant. Don't sue me for that. Okay? Where is the proof that Al Sharpton accused anybody of a crime? Now, you know damn well Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump ain't accused them boys of no goddamn crime. They know better than that. They know better than that. I have covered this case since day one, have reviewed every press conference, covered everything that they said. They haven't accused them of anything. See, what you got a problem with, dum-dum, is the questioning of Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump regarding your clients. And that, sir, is not defamation. Questioning their behavior, questioning their friendship, questioning their involvement is not defamation. That's why you have not yet sued these individuals. You just putting on a social media stunt. That's what this is. You know damn well ain't nobody accused them boys of nothing. You know that. You know that. It's like you just sitting, waiting on them to slip up and say the wrong thing. And, oh, I got you. I'm going to send a demand letter. You said these 3 white boys. You said this. You said these guys. You said white friends. Man. Trump hired you? My God.
An ongoing investigation. So number one, you are an opportunist. Whoever, we're not going to name names here. We're not doing that because we're
Sir, we don't care nothing about opportunists. Let's talk about your job and why you are here. You are here to sue people. Let's stop speculating and talking about your feelings about Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. Talk about the defamation and the defaming of your clients. You have yet to talk about that.
them. We don't do that. That'll be in the papers that are filed in court. But when you are not an investigator on the case, right? So you do not have access to the investigative file. Mm-hmm. And you probably haven't been to the island. Mm-hmm. You've probably never met our fine young men here, right? You're not a prosecutor. You're not a police officer. You're nothing. You're just someone who is just spitballing.
Okay, what's wrong with that? Nigga, so? That's what everybody do on the internet. Like, what are you talking?
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
And you're saying they committed a crime? That's
Who said?
defamation.
Who said they committed a crime? Who? Benjamin Crump? Al Sharpton? Can you give us timestamps or a press conference or a video stating Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton accused Morgan, Jax, Warren of committing the unaliving of Nolan? Do you have evidence of that? No, you don't, sir. You don't. You know you don't. You don't. You're just making shit up. You're clout chasing. You literally robbing them boys of the money that they are stealing off Nolan Wells' name. Yeah, go make a gun for me. Make the public pay for it. You guys ain't gotta, get y'all own money, because the low IQ YT people, they love going against black people. So all you gotta do is do a GoFundMe, because they ready to raise some money if it's going to hurt the black community. So you guys can keep your money. Judge Cole, y'all keep y'all money, put y'all money up. Do a GoFundMe, and we can manipulate the people and scam the people and have them donate, and we'll get the money from the Gifts and Go, because that'll save y'all a lot of attorney fees. Have the low IQ community pay for this, even though you don't have a case. You don't have a case. You know you don't. You know goddamn well Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton ain't accused them of nothing. You know they smarter than that now.
If you think what if they say, I feel like they may have. They look guilty. I don't believe them.
Defamation, plain and simple.
That's not defamation. That's not defamation. Stop lying.
I don't know. I don't know that it's dead to rights, because
you know it's not, Chris. Come on. He know that's not dead. Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This guy said, if I say I feel, that's not a fact. Feeling is not a fact. I'm not stating this as a matter of fact. I'm saying I feel. I'm saying it looks. I'm not saying they done it.
And look, I'm with you about what you're against.
Shout out to Diva coming in. You just saved me, Diva. Thank you for that, because I was finna lose my mind playing this video. Shout out to Diva coming in with the $2 super chat. He comes off more like a con man than a lawyer, ain't it? It's like he should have played on the movie Janky Promoters. For real. Shout out to you, Diva, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you.
Okay? And I think, just for a little bit of dicta here.
Quick, Chris Cuomo, you know that what you said wasn't defamation. Quit trying to play like, come on now. Call this coward out, because he's lying.
I think the rules on social media have to change. And I don't like saying it, because I sound like I'm asking for censorship, and that's a disgusting idea to a journalist. However, Everybody else has rules except this place. You know, you don't like what I say on News Nation? Boom, you've got a pocket. You don't like what I say on Sirius Radio? Boom. You don't like what I say on this podcast? I'm Chris Cuomo. You can come at me. There's going to be a pocket, right? These people don't have pockets. So they say things, and then you say, well, I'm going after the platform. I've told them 10 times this Chris Cuomo is saying things on their platform that are demonstrably false, and they're leaving them up. Section 230 of the Internet Act. You can't sue them.
May I just say one thing? Look,
Yes.
This part is not the law. This is just my personal view for what it's worth, which is very little. But
we don't care about your personal view. Who asked for your personal view? We don't care. You talking about defamation and lawsuit. That's what you're stating. Now you want to insert your personal view, which is not law. Man, who caught
an ardent opponent of censorship.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't believe in censorship. And I do believe that people should be able to say and post what they want on social media. However, I am also a big believer in defamation.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Again, Attorney Edwards. Was you on a short bus? But here's my thing. Who defamed them? Al Sharpton? You didn't provide any evidence in this demand letter. This is a 19-page demand letter, family, that we went over in the beginning of the live stream. Not one time did he mention Al Sharpton accused his clients of A, B, or C. This guy said that Al Sharpton, he said, so then who exactly is Big Al talking about when he used the following descriptions? 3 friends, he's black, they white, 3 young white males. Where are the 3 white guys? Was these 3 white guys racist? These young men? Where is the defamation? You haven't mentioned the defamation, you idiot. That's the whole purpose of you being here. You are thirsty for a case. You are literally about to waste people's time in civil court over nothing. You know you don't have a defamation lawsuit. You know that. You just want the low IQ community out there to feel good that you saying that I'm going to go after Benjamin Crump. I'm going to go after Al Sharpton because they celebrating it. That's what they want. They want you to sue them and silence them. But Al Sharpton said, hey, bring it. I'm ready for it. He hasn't backed down from your lawsuit, sir. Nobody is afraid of you. You don't have a case. Nobody is falling for this. Nobody accused. None of these individuals that represent Nolan Wells and his family has accused those boys of doing any wrongdoing. And you know that. You know that. That's why you're doing all this smirking and smiling and looking like a damn rat in the face.
And you can say whatever you want as long as you understand that there are consequences.
I got it, but I'm just saying the biggest purveyor of these things is not me. It's the platform that magnifies what I say that's provocative for the clicks and the ad placements, and they have no liability.
Summer's here. If you want to actually feel confident, less bloated, more energized, not just look like it on the outside.
Personal responsibility. And I think all adults have to take responsibility for their words.
Yeah, I believe in both. I believe in all of it.
Yes.
I believe in the First Amendment. I believe that there's a line. That's why you have the statutes. Yes. And I believe that the platforms have gotten a pass, and it's been at the behest of the rest of those good interests in a way that the New York Times can't do it, CNN can't do it, CBS can't do it, News Nation can't do it, but Instagram can, YouTube can, and they are the biggest media platforms. So it's an interesting situation, and it'll be interesting to see if you litigate what courts say, because this doesn't happen that often. So this is like a new phase of these types of...
Man, this guy ain't got no... Chris Cuomo, you know, you're so stupid. I really dislike Chris Cuomo so much. I really don't like this idiot. You trying to bounce around the fact that you know that he don't got no case, but you don't want to say it. You want to say, well, it's not true. It's not, because you probably have been through some lawsuits with CNN and News Nation. You know how this get down. The company that you work for, I'm sure, receives a lot of lawsuits. So you know how this works. You know damn well that Mr. Smiley over here is lying. You know that he don't got a case, but you have chosen your side. That's why you're not trying to be honest with this attorney. Just because he's a lawyer does not mean that he's telling the truth or he's stating factual, credible statements about the law. A lot of these attorneys are dumb, just like him.
Trial by public.
And I'll say one other thing. Look, things are so different now, last 20 years or less, right? You have a story and, basically reputational arsonists can pour accelerant on the situation, and it's just like a dry forest. It's like the tinder just going up in flames, and it's just so different than in the 1970s or 1980s where you had the nightly news and you had newspapers. It's so different. Mm-hmm. I really do believe everybody should have an absolute right to freedom of expression. They should also understand, though, that we do have defamation law.
Understood. And sometimes,
sir, we know what defamation law is. We understand that. We understand what defamation law is. But the thing is, you don't have a defamation case. You sent a letter. See, all of what he did, family, with this 19-page statement is saying that, we are serving Al Sharpton with a powerhouse. He using all these big words, but it's a nothing burger. With a powerhouse and urgently necessary 19-page pre-suit demand letter. This is a demand letter, a 19-page demand letter. Together with my colleague and friend, J. Taylor Cox, I will hold accountable the maximal extent of the law of the individuals who defame completely innocent young men. But here's the thing, Edwards. Where is the defamation in this 19 pages? Shout out to Porter coming in. Darius coming in with the $2 super chat. We appreciate your work, friend. Thank you so much for that, Porter. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. See, here's the thing, Edwards. This is a demand letter, 19 pages. And I read all 19 pages, by the way. I just didn't go over the last 4 with y'all because he just basically not really saying nothing at the end, just babbling. I read all 19 pages, family, from front to back. He did not mention any defamation claims. He did not state that, hey, Al Sharpton said A, Al Sharpton said B, Al Sharpton said C. His demand letter is because Al Sharpton described, well, I'm not even going to say them because he didn't say their name, but let's just use their names as an example. Al Sharpton described his clients by stating 3 friends, he's black, they white, 3 young white male friends, were any of them racist. He did not state you are representing Jax, Morgan, and Warren. Al Sharpton have to say that Warren did A, Jax did B, Morgan did C, and that's what I am accusing him on. And Al Sharpton is lying, and you have to prove that he is lying. Sir, you are the attorney. Why do I got to explain this to you? You should know. You know better than this. That's why you sent a demand letter. You just trying to hype up the low IQ community to make them feel like that y'all are going after Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump. You know that this is not going to survive in a court in a civil matter. Come on now. So you are going to sue Al Sharpton, and you are going to go to court and tell the attorney, hey, attorney, I want to sue Benjamin Crump from lying on my clients. Okay, Attorney Edwards, low IQ, Mr. Smiley, what did he defame your clients of? He said 3 friends, he black, they're white, 3 young white male friends. Were of any of these guys races, these 3 young men, the 3 guys, the 3 friends. Yeah, that's what he said, Your Honor. Okay, is this a joke? Okay, who is he defaming by saying this? And who is he accusing by just describing somebody? Did he accuse any of them of unaliving? Did he accuse them of committing a crime? What have Al Sharpton stated? Sir, if you don't get the hell out of my goddamn court with this BS, are you stupid? Oh my God. Warren them don't even understand that this is a finesse. This is a straight up finesse. He finna take that Gibson, because that Gibson Go Money family is in his name. All of the money at the top of the Gibson Go, it said fundraiser founded by Taylor Smith and Edwards, by their law firm. By their law firm. So all the Gibson Go money going to them. And Taylor just here wasting space because his services are not even needed. Nobody has been charged with a crime. There's no court dates. There's no hearings. He's just showing up on YouTube doing goddamn interviews promoting Brandon Tatum liquor. What is Tyler Cox doing? He don't have a court date. He don't have an investigation. He don't have a charge. He don't have a suspect. He don't have none of that. He just sitting here promoting Brandon Tatum liquor. I see why y'all scared to come over here. I see why y'all stay y'all ass over there on that side.
Learn that the hard way, and I look forward to seeing how that plays out. The other point is that not all speculation is the same. My understanding is that people reached out to the families wanting to help and saying, look, I saw him. I know the boys left. I know when they left. I saw Nolan. Nolan was drinking. Nolan wasn't drinking. Nolan was with this girl. Nolan was with this other girl. Counsel Cox, has anything come to the family's attention that is helpful in understanding what may have happened here?
Well, sure. I mean, but again, once we talk about that again comes to speculation. We've had people come and tell us verifiable, good, and just the way that local counsel here, Chuck Bordeaux, says that good Ocean Springs people, we have good Ocean Springs people come to us and say, look, we saw Nolan at the time after the boys left. And
so they came to you and said that, hey, these good Ocean Springs people, they got to make sure they keep saying that, good Ocean Springs people. They came to us and said they seen Nolan at 6 o'clock. How did they know that it was Nolan? How they know Nolan? And why did they leave the island and not make sure Nolan made it home? So everybody that was friends with Nolan on that island, because I'm assuming y'all saying that these witnesses know Nolan and they are friends of Nolan. I think I heard Brandon Tatum say that, right? But I just can't believe that these attorneys are coming on YouTube stating things that they cannot. They need to say, well, they haven't provided any evidence that they seen Nolan, so we are just going to trust their word because they're white. They really haven't. They can't prove to us that they seen Nolan. We're just going to run with the narrative that they seen Nolan. Okay, attorney, they told you they seen Nolan. At what location of the island did they see Nolan? Was it the North Point, the West Point, the East Point? Because his body was picked up at the West Point. Where did they see his body? What did they see him doing? Can anybody answer that damn question, please? Instead of telling me you seen Nolan doing what?
they're good people. They're verifiable.
You got to over explain and over describe that these people are good people. This is how I know that y'all are lying. This is how I know that y'all are making this up and these alleged witnesses are not credible. Because family, why do I got to keep telling you that you are fine people? You are good people. You are good Ocean Spring people. Why do I have to say that? Why can't I just say, hey, John Doe saw Nolan. They came and told us that they saw. Why I got to keep saying fine Ocean Spring, honest people, good people. Yeah, good, fine Ocean Springs. I promise you, they're fine people. They made straight A's in high school. They scored a high score on the SAT. Why you can't? What's up with all these descriptions? Like, what the hell? You're lying, sir. You're lying. I don't believe nothing that this attorney is saying.
They're good members of our community here, and so
good members of our. Here we go. Here we go with all of this over explaining how good these witnesses is. They can be noble people. They can be the cream of the crop. This does not mean that they are telling the truth, sir. They think just because these are good, fine, good members of the community that they don't lie. They don't lie. I don't believe there's no witnesses. That's just my opinion.
We've had those people reach out to us. We've pointed those people to authorities, and the authorities have that information. And we've been doing that for weeks, Chris.
Understood.
And that's the thing is, we've been this trend.
Shout out to Nathaniel coming in with the $2 super chat. My guy, happy TGIF. I'm late, but I'm here. Shout out to you, Nathaniel. You ain't never late, bro. You always on time.
Parent as humanly possible. Since July 5th, we have been collecting as many witness statements, just like everybody else has, trying to put together some sort of timeline, trying to figure out what happened up until 4:30, because we don't know what happened after that. If we could find out, that's where a lot of these witnesses come in, and we've provided those to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department.
Have the authorities, I know that you say that the boys and their families have cooperated.
Shout out to Diva coming in with the $2 super chat. He sound like Donald Trump. Yeah, he act like Donald Trump too. Shout out to you, Diva, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Has there been any suggestion to the boys that they're people of interest, that they shouldn't leave, that they want them to report in with their movements?
Not that I know of, Chris, no.
Would you know?
I think I would. If that has been relayed to the boys, I certainly would know. But, they have not told me that, and I don't believe that happened. They would have told me.
Well, they know. Yeah, they know the authorities know that you're counsel, right? So they would have reached out to you if they wanted them to come in or wanted further questioning. Or have they been asked to go before the grand jury?
Not yet.
All right, so this troll is, in the building having a Mayo attack. He says, say goodbye to that money, Christine. Where's that damn phone to? We know you a fraudster. Yeah, I'm not even gonna reply to you. I was just gonna I was gonna like debunk you, but yeah, I'm just gonna get you up out of here because you just saying shit. You just dumb. You ain't coming with no facts, no nothing, just stupid.
Would they be interested in doing that?
Well, Chris, we've done everything else. We're going to do and continue to do as much as we can do. Whatever our Jackson County Sheriff's Office asks.
Man, these clowns ain't doing shit. They just fucking talking. They don't got no case, family. They don't got no case. They just running their mouth. Al Sharpton ain't defamed those boys, and they know it. They know it. They just lying.
A smile.
Right. Yeah. One, the loss of a child. Two, to be thrust into cameras on a daily basis. People got an attitude, if you eat ice cream, how dare you eat ice cream?
How dare I go to the store? Yeah. How dare I smile?
Right. Yeah. And I wanted to jump around for just a moment and talk about how this is impacting you professionally, outside of just being a parent. Now everybody is on Yelp giving nurse reviews. I don't even know where this has come from. Mm-hmm. It's when you first saw it, what was going through your mind?
It's funny because, and this is This is what I mean by discernment.
Yes.
I have always been someone who was just very in tune, not just with myself, but people, situations. And that night before it hit the internet, we were in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they're going to come for my career.
You said that.
I told them, I was like, they're going to come for my career. I don't know if it is going to be now, in a few weeks, in a few months. I said, but I am telling you, they are going to come for my career.
And that's crazy to even say, like, and you know, and she know what was about to happen. She know the play. She know the history of these people. She know how they get down. If she speak about the anti-black racism in this country and she advocate for her black son, she already know what's the backlash behind that, because they don't want her to defend her son. They don't want her to be a voice for her son. They don't want her seeking the truth and justice for her son, because they have already made up in their mind what happened to her son. Nolan Wells drowned. Nobody done nothing. That's it. That's all. So in order to get Christine to go away, let us target her personal life. Let's try to get her fired from her job because she will not go away. Let's call the board and try to, tarnish her credentials. Yeah, let's do all that, because this grieving mother is seeking the truth, and she knew that because she's seen the play countless times. Just like in the Carmelo Anthony case, they ran up to Carmelo Anthony's father's job, got him fired from Bentley or Benz or something like that. Lying on them. The same thing that they are doing to Christine. She said, I know they're about to come after my job. That's crazy, family. That's crazy. This woman can't even stand on business and find out and ask questions about her dead son. She the one that lost her son. But y'all gonna try to get me fired for what? Because I'm exposing y'all anti-black racism? Because I'm putting the microscope on Ocean Springs and all y'all fucking lies? Because I'm not gonna allow y'all to sweep my son case up under the rug? Because I'm demanding answers? Because I'm keeping the fire up under y'all feet? Because I hired Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton to come help me out and seek justice? That's why y'all mad? Well, guess what? Stay mad. Because she's still here. Elmore's still here. They still fighting. None of that worked. She still got her job. She still got her certification. And guess what, low IQ community? She will have over $2 million by the time this case is over. And we're going to make sure that she never have to work again. And I know that's what really got y'all mad. That's why y'all made AI videos of her going, buying a car, making AI videos of her saying that she's not going to have her funeral for her family. Look how desperate and demonic and evil these people is. These people are always talking about how they high IQ. They don't care nothing about black people. We can't live around them. Black on black crime. But look at what y'all have to do. If the truth is on y'all side, why do y'all got to do all this? If the truth is on y'all side, why do y'all got to do all this?
And when I say they, I'm not talking about any specific group of people.
I'm talking about the YT community. She not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. I know she can't say it. It's the YT community.
People who don't like the fact that we are just wanting answers.
Yes.
We're just wanting the truth.
Can you imagine?
They don't want you to have the truth, Christine. They already made the truth up in their head for you. They want you to accept that your son, that you know, that you raised, that you birthed, that you taught, that you literally installed inside of him to make sure that he never get left behind. If you go on that island with that friend group, you come back home with that friend group. See, they want to push this on you, and they want you to accept it. And you won't accept it. That's why they have to attack you.
Be insulted that you want answers and closure about your son.
I say it all the time. All we did was ask a question.
Yes.
That's it.
We
That's it.
asked a question that any good, loving, caring parent or parents would ask if something like this happened.
But the thing is, y'all black though. Black people can't ask questions, especially when it got something to do with them. You can't ask questions. You got to roll with their narratives. And if you don't roll with their narrative, they're going to target you. That's how they get down. They have a playbook. And we see this from a mile away. You can't fight for justice for your son because he's black and them boys are white. Because they don't want to be held accountable for anything that they do.
I would hope, and I have said this every interview, press conference, I would hope that, God forbid, if you were in this situation, that you would ask the same question. You would want to know, because when you are left with your child is gone.
Yes.
We can't answer what happened, when did it happen. We can't answer any of these questions. It's hard to cycle through the stages of grief and you get stuck.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's all we did was ask a question. And I have, really just tried to mentally, but you can't mentally prepare yourself for any of this, because at the end of the day, and I've said it before, we didn't ask for this.
Yeah, shock and awe.
We did not ask to lose our child. We have not asked for people. Let me say this. We have not begged, because that's another thing. We have not begged anyone to donate to the GoFundMe. What we have said is that if you can, great. Thank you. We appreciate it, because what people don't understand is situations like this, there's so much that comes with it. Elmore and I have not been to work since early July.
Yeah.
That first week, we've not been to work. And I'm going to be honest with you, the profession that I have sometimes is emotionally heavy.
Yeah.
So now I have to kind of sit within myself and be like, okay, are we really ready for this? Are we ready?
That's why we're going to make sure that they have a hefty, nice GoFundMe, so they don't have to return to work anytime soon. And I know that's why y'all mad, because we looking out for this family. That's what it is. Y'all trying to financially bankrupt them, just like y'all did with the Carmelo Anthony stuff, trying to lie about their GoFundMe, right? We're going to make sure that this family is good, right? So that's really why they mad. They mad because of the GoFundMe. Something that they not even contributing to, but they mad. They mad that she hired Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton. Get over it. He's on the case. So nothing that you're going to do about it. We will find out what happened to Nolan Wills. So you can't silence us. You can't send your T-Moo lawyers out here to, scare us. That's not going to work. We're going to make sure that this family is financially stable, so they don't have to go back to work. Get mad.
To go back to that life, but it's been that
is compounding the pain.
Yeah.
To have the loss.
People who don't like the fact that we are just wanting answers.
Yes.
We're just wanting the truth.
Can you imagine to be insulted that you want answers and closure about your son?
That's crazy.
I say it all the time. All we did was ask a question.
Yes.
We asked a question that gone.
Yes.
We can't mentally, but you can't mentally prepare. If you can, great.
Through Instagram the other week, and they even created AIs of you buying sports cars.
Oh my, we just saw that. I was like, what? That doesn't even look. No, I'm happy with my little car. Like, I'm not trying to.
But the intentionality of wickedness.
Absolutely. It's
to
disgusting.
give a bad portrayal is
That's how desperate they is to try to tarnish this family. They got to make AI videos of her going to buy a sports car. This is the same thing that they did once they shut the government down. They made a bunch of fake AI videos of black women running inside of grocery stores screaming about EBT. Y'all remember that, family? Y'all remember that's when it really started popping off, the AI videos around that time when the government shut down. And next you know, we see 1,000 videos of black women running in the grocery stores stealing stuff and screaming about EBT and a house full of kids. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then come to find out it's AI. Just a bunch of AI videos. That's what these people have to resort to because they don't have no truth to stand on. The truth is on our side. See, they stand on lies. They run from accountability. But by us being united and standing on business and putting belt to ass, that trick of running a smear campaign ain't moved us. We still here almost 2 months later, family. Christine is still here almost 2 months later. It didn't work. Stop. Give it up, bro. Give it up. We're too strong.
Something I've never seen.
No.
At this level and at this height. And the end game, I think, is just intimidation.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times when you hear cyberbullying, I'm thinking it's middle schoolers. So cyberbullying is in high school, but not for adults who are grieving.
And I've never cases where and we were just talking about this, cases similar to ours, I've never seen this. I've never seen that. And it's, the cyberbullying component of it.
Yeah.
And so, and I hate to say it, but it's so sad. Like sometimes it takes you to a place. And so as I'm sitting here experiencing this, I think about kids, particularly in our community. Her name was Aubrey Wyatt. I think about those situations and I'm like, my God, feel like sometimes I'm barely holding on.
Wow.
This, just thinking from a child's perspective who hasn't been through life, who hasn't been through anything, to know that they would have to endure something like this because this stuff is taught. You're not
Facts.
and that's why as parents, we have to be careful because you guys, this is not cool. Bullying other people. If you have children,
That's why Austin Metcalf is in hell burning right now. Shout out to From Downtown coming in with $5 super chat. We should expect that when dealing with demons, family, stay dangerous. That's a fact right there, my brother. That's right. 100% fact right there. Shout out to you From Downtown with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, bro.
children are going to see this at some point.
Oh, no, for sure.
And then that
racism is taught. Hate is taught. Racism is taught. Hate is taught. That's a taught behavior.
carries over to, how they're going to behave and how they're going to treat
And that's why we found out all those things about Austin and Hunter. Mm-hmm.
others.
Yeah. What, I lost my mother almost.
But we're going to stop it right there, family. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Yeah, we got her back for sure. We got her back. We got Christine back. I can see the hurt. I can see the pain. I know that she was not expecting this, especially from those people down there in her community. But this is the world, Christine. This is it. They don't expect us to advocate for one another. They don't expect us to seek justice for our children, our people, our family. They want us to be quiet. They want us to be submissive. They don't want us to fight back. They don't want us to ask questions. They want to tell us what happened to our loved ones. That's why the first thing that they do is come out and say, no foul play. They already telling you what they're about to do. They're already telling you. But we're not going for that. This is a new day. This is a new time. We are more powerful than ever right now. And they know it. This Unity family is kicking their ass. They can't do nothing with this smoke. This pressure that we are putting on the state of Mississippi in this country, they feel it. That's why they got to make fake AI videos. They got to do smear campaigns. They got to lie on us. They got to create systems to try to stop us. Nothing is working. Nothing is working. I told you, family, when we on code like this, we hard to deal with. They trying everything they can. They trying to scare us with lawsuits, lie on us, trying to deplatform us. No, it's not happening. We here. We are here. Christine, stay strong. Elmore, stay strong. Shout out to From Downtown. They can only bully from behind a computer screen, but quick to hold the door for you when you walk in the store and call you sir. Straight cowards. And that's a fact. Keyboard warriors. That's what they is from downtown. Keyboard warriors. We already know. That's why they make fake pages and they can't show they always hide behind fake pages. They so desperate to be amongst all this black excellence that when I block them, they make another page to come back over here. Where else they gonna go? They gonna stay over there with Officer Tatum all day and listen to him babble? No. They have to peep their head over here. Hey, what the black people doing? Damn, the black people still on business? Fuck. Yeah, we still here. We still here. We still here. We still strong. We Christine, Elmore, we got y'all back. Don't worry. We will not allow this case to get swept under the rug. Carmelo Anthony's family, we got y'all back. We standing strong no matter the outcome. We still here. We still here, family. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this evening. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the family. Shout out to the team. Thank you guys so much for y'all support. Thank you guys so much for y'all energy. Thank you guys so much for y'all presence. Family. Let's keep doing the work, family.